Hi, this is Alexandria Jacobson, investigative reporter with Raw Story. Last week, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments in a Louisiana redistricting case, and ever since then, legal experts have been predicting that the Supreme Court is likely to issue a ruling that weakens the Voting Rights Act. So I spoke with some legal experts myself, one of whom is a constitutional law professor who also specializes in computer science, and he decided to ask AI what it thinks the Supreme Court will ultimately rule. It turns out the AI thinks that the legal experts are right, and the Supreme Court will issue a 6-3 conservative majority ruling that determines congressional maps redrawn in 2024 are an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. That's despite the fact that the maps were redrawn in the first place based on a 2022 federal court ruling that maps that were created after the 2020 census were likely in violation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and unfair and unrepresentative of Black voters. Those maps had, of the 6 Louisiana congressional districts, only one of them was representative of majority Black voters, despite the fact that Louisiana's population is 1/3 Black. So in my latest deep dive for Raw Story, you can read a little bit more about why legal experts are predicting this type of ruling, one of whom tells me that it comes down to partisanship, and the Supreme Court is essentially a, quote, MAGA court at this point. And you can also read a little bit more about why the AI is predicting this as well until we hear from the Supreme Court itself.